Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm back with another shark movie review, and this is one from 1957. I have a big history with this one because I had a heck of a time finding it. Back in 1988, I remember in Fort Gordon, Georgia, going to the mall to, I believe it was Walden Books at the time. Because they had different bookstores back then. That's before I knew about Barnes. I think it was Walden Books, the ones that were inside the mall. And they had a book, it was a VHS movie review guide or something. I can't remember the exact name of it. Oh, wait a sec. You mentioned me. Oh, Silver Scream. Oh, cool. Cool. I'll check it out. And I remember getting it and looking for like shark stuff because there wasn't a lot of shark videos back then. It's not like today. Well, I got it in '88, and it was just mainly the four Jaws movies and like Tintorera, Jaws of Death. But though, a couple Italian ones like Shark Hunter and Frank Nero. There wasn't a whole lot of shark movies back then. And they had a movie I looked on there called Sharkfighters. And for the life of me, I kept thinking it starred Vic Morrow. And when I could never find it at the video rental store. Cause I asked about it, people say, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I never heard of that movie before. Cause sometimes you ask people on movies, they don't know what you're talking. I remember back when we used to go to get DVDs, and buy DVDs that like we go to Best Buy or something like that. When my dad was there, my dad asked the lady, said, "Do you have any old movies?" She said, "Well, we have this rack right here, like movies like The Mexican and stuff like that." And those were movies that were like a year old. That's what he thought. She thought he meant by old movies. He meant stuff in the 50s and stuff. And she said, "We don't carry these movies here." And there was a whole bunch of them in a discount aisle. That's called show you how these people are. I knew they were in discount. Dad, they're over here in the discount aisle. And he said, "Why didn't the lady?" She didn't know what you were talking about. And just like that, one kid didn't know who Burt Reynolds was. I don't want to go into detail about that. But anyways, there was a movie called The Sharkfighters in 1957 about the Navy's use of shark repellent. And I know the story that they said that the shark repellent they made didn't work because the sharks loved the stuff. You know, and it was supposed to keep the men safe if they were in the water after like a ship sinking or aimed a man overboard or whatever. And that's what this movie is about. A true story. And my biggest mistake, I thought Vic Morrow starred in it. I kept looking for Vic Morrow's thing, and it wasn't listed. And I told Dad about it. He said, "Well, maybe that's a forgotten movie, or that people don't know about that movie, or stuff like that." I was looking, and then I found out that Victor Mature was the one that starred in that. That was a big mistake. And I have a heck of a time finding it. I finally was able to watch it for free online tonight. It wasn't even on YouTube. Like that Killer Shark movie with Roddy McDowell was on YouTube. I thought this would be on YouTube for sure. It's an old movie, but nope. Someone tried to put it on there and it was taken down. YouTube took it down. I think United Artists owns it and they didn't want to share it. I guess even though the copy I saw didn't look that pristine at all. It looked washed out. And it was Samuel Golden released through United Artists. And basically what it is when I talk about shark repellent, the shark repellent in the Batman movie, with Adam West worked really good with that rubber shark. That was a great scene. But that was like, I think 10 years after, made in 65 or 67, I can't remember. This was made in 57. And basically it was shot all in Cuba. Vic Mature goes to a naval research thing, and they were testing out shark repellent. In a very old school way. And Claude Akins was in a really cool, and he's the one that was in like Sheriff Lobo, and also he was in the Curse. One my favorite. I seen the first three Curse movies. He was in the first one. I thought he was great in there. I never saw. I think they did a fourth one. I never saw that one. I don't think. But he's been in lots of other stuff too. Claude Akins is fantastic. And basically, what they would do is they would have go on the boat, and you see the sharks swimming around. They put like a fish in there, see if the shark would attack, and then they put like the shark repellent with a mixture of chemicals and see if the sharks would eat the thing or not. And basically what the problem they have is they might be repel for like a minute or two and then would dissipate in the water, and then they just attack the fish again. And they're trying to reach for a really good solution to help fight the sharks. And this is based on a true story. And then all of a sudden they went to, they had stuff off, it wasn't much of a post, but in town, like a nightclub scene, that scene was getting close to being boring. Scene with him and Victor Mature and his wife in the nightclub. I didn't really care for it that much. And then, and it was only okay. Because I remember the review of it, they only gave it 2 stars. They said it was an okay movie, just okay. And then about halfway through, it's only 74 minutes long. Halfway through, it started getting a lot, something happened, it got real. It got a lot better. I got more invested in the story. And it was, I thought it was a little more interesting. And then it was very anticlimactic, and then it just ended. It just ended quick, too. And I pretty much agree. It was pretty much just an average okay movie. I thought Killer Shark with Roddy McDowall was a million times better for 1950. And that was available on YouTube. I give this a mild 7 out of 10. I thought it was a decent movie. I'm finally glad I got to see it, because I've been wanting to see it since 88. I'm glad I finally got to see it. And it stars Victor Mature, not Vic Morrow. That was a big mistake on my part. But, I mean, I hope you liked this video, everybody. This review, everyone. And until next time, as always, please, take care of my legion.